Pandemic Shadows Extended. Dr. Elaine Morgan had always been obsessed with infectious diseases. As a child, she was more fascinated by the plague doctors of the 17th century than fairy tales. Now, as the leading virologist at Harvard Medical, she was at the forefront of the fight against COVID-19. One late evening, poring over patient records, she noticed a recurring note. Several patients who had recovered from COVID-19 reported seeing fleeting shadowy figures in their periphery, always just out of direct sight. At first, she dismissed it as mere hallucinations, possibly a side effect of the pandemic's mental toll. But as the accounts grew, her scientific curiosity was piqued. The ongoing pandemic presented a duality for Elaine's research. On one hand, it made gathering data more accessible since the global focus was on health, and many were willing to share their experiences. On the other hand, lockdowns and restrictions made collaborations, accessing certain resources, and real-time consultations a challenge. Elaine decided to interview some of these patients. Their stories were eerily similar. They described the shadows as ethereal, almost mist-like, but with a palpable intent. "It's like they're searching for something or someone," said one patient. "They seem to hover near certain objects or places, then move on, as if disappointed." This seeking behavior was consistent across most accounts. Word of these encounters started to spread. Initially, it was through social media, people sharing their experiences with these mysterious apparitions. As videos and images purportedly capturing the shadows went viral, the phenomenon caught the attention of mainstream media. Talk shows, news segments, and even documentaries were soon discussing the pandemic shadows. Not just in the U.S., but from Italy to India, Brazil to Japan, people were reporting similar experiences. In the U.S., the president, recognizing the growing concern, emphasized science and empathy, establishing a task force to investigate. The European Union held a summit, blending scientific inquiry with cultural exploration. China championed narratives of unity, while India facilitated public dialogues that bridged science and spirituality. The Middle East contextualized the shadows within Islamic teachings. And in Africa, responses varied, from religious interpretations to ancestral traditions. As the shadow's presence continued to grow, so did the global response. At the United Nations, emergency sessions underscored the need for global unity, bringing together cultural, religious, and scientific experts. Elaine, amidst this whirlwind of global reactions, was determined to get answers. She teamed up with a renowned linguist, Dr. Marcus Rain. Working remotely, they utilized digital tools and virtual communication to bridge their expertise. Dr. Rain deciphered the riddles the shadows whispered, while Elaine provided the medical context. They discovered references to similar phenomena from past crises, suggesting these apparitions acted as a bridge between epochs. Together, they analyzed the soft murmurs, identifying a recurring pattern. The shadows weren't just speaking, they were warning. Their messages hinted at another looming pandemic, even more dangerous than COVID-19. Embedded within these cryptic warnings were clues on how to stop it. With time running out and reports streaming in of a new, more lethal strain, they synthesized their findings. The solution combined ancient remedies with modern science, targeting the new strain's genetic makeup. The world, still reeling from the ongoing pandemic but united in purpose, used the shadow's guidance to produce the antidote en masse. The imminent pandemic was halted in its tracks. Then, as mysteriously as they had appeared, the shadows began to fade. Those once haunted by their presence reported a sense of peace. Dr. Elaine Morgan, hailed as a hero, often reflected on the nature of the shadows. Were they echoes of past suffering, guardians of humanity? One night, a soft whisper grazed her ear. Turning, she saw a fading shadow. It murmured, "Thank you," and with that it vanished, leaving Elaine in a world forever altered by its enigmatic presence.